allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mayor Williams? Here. Commissioner Basom?
Here.
Commissioner Edelman?
Here.
Commissioner Holloway?
Yes.
Commissioner Mazzola?
Here.
Commissioner Bio?
Yes.
Commissioner Pettis?
Here.
Quorum is present. We need an approval of agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Also support the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? On to public comment and or questions? Okay. Standing items, approval of commission meeting minutes of May 14th, 2019.
I just got a question under the monthly reports, under the city manager's report. It says the Veterans Park applied for a grant and it was denied. Wasn't that a transportation grant? Or was it through?
Yes, it was through the Michigan Department of Transportation,
Okay.
so yeah, we have to make that correction.
So Michigan Department of Transportation?
Yes.
That wasn't for the park.
No, it was for the.
The roads.
The roads.
Yeah, yeah,
Was it transportation denied? I
right.
don't understand.
Economic
A caution.
Development Fund, category B, I think, one of those categories.
Subsection.
Yeah, it was a long time, they couldn't short down enough anymore.
Are there any other potential corrections?
I move to approve the minutes as presented. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And now for the approval of bill payments for the month of May 2019 and the total amount of $70,326.45.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills for the month of May. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on to our monthly reports. I don't think Chief has anything to add other than the written highlights that we received. Is that correct, Buster?
Yes. I have a quick update on the names, well, city managers on there. Veterans Park, we're about a week away from bid opening, so next Thursday, Brian Newell will stop up here to City Hall and we'll get together at 3 o'clock to open bids. So far, there's been about 6 contractors who have expressed interest. And it's not if they've submitted an actual bid, but just talking with Matt from Pine Newell, 6 was the total at this point in time. So once we open up the bids next Thursday, we'll review them, and just in time for the next commission meeting, we'll have a decision to make if we want to move forward or make some changes, and so forth. So we don't know what that number is. We feel like pretty confident that the number that was provided would be right on the dot, but things happen, Next up, parking enforcement. One of the issues that kind of brought up to Chief Patino this week. They had a couple vehicles that were parked really close to stop signs and fire hydrants. So I asked that you keep an eye out for it. So just in case you all get an email or a phone call, hey, why is the chief telling me I can't move my car? Politely asking people to, obey the traffic laws and park appropriately. So just wanted to give you all a heads up so you're not caught off guard. And also, the commission has talked about discussing medical marijuana or marijuana laws in Michigan over the next fiscal year. So I wanted to get a head start on setting up a work session. So I wanted to pick you all's brains on mentioned, what would that, what's the information that may be missing out there, or what questions do you have that I can then go and help and try to get either individuals or groups, or however I can structure that to make it productive. So if you all have any feedback, feel free to either share it now or email me, hey, this is what I'm kind of missing out on. I think there's a lot has been published surrounding the new laws with medical and recreational, and I believe we want to take it medical and then recreational, as the rules have not been published by the state of Michigan just yet. So there's a lot of things moving around, but medical has been, it's well documented, I should say. There's a lot of information out there, so if y'all would like to take that up sometime soon or in the fall, and whenever you are ready, just let me know and say, I think we're ready to talk about this.
I was under the impression we were gonna wait until the rules, put out. Because before then, we just shoot in the dark. I know they had some talk where they made some emergency rules, but I still think that we should wait to discuss this until there's some kind of emergency.
So we were going to talk about medical.
So yeah, then that's where I guess the gray area is. If you want to talk about one and not the other, wait for recreational. When we talk about medical, it's just the changes that we're waiting for is more on the recreational side versus the medical marijuana side. So I guess again, I'd like to hear you all's opinion.
Yes, I think at the April meeting, we passed a motion to opt out for recreational.
Right.
We had discussion at that time, Jay brought up, maybe we should set a meeting on medical marijuana, so I thought we were gonna be doing, just addressing that right now, because the regulations are out for medical, it's recreational we don't have. So I think it's 3 months later, I think we should have something going and just address that part of it. And then whenever the regulations get out for recreation, we can add that to it, or whatever, but I think we should start looking at just medical.
And I was kind of under a different impression. I thought that we said no to marijuana in general.
Recreational. Recreational.
I'd have to look at the minutes. I think it was both.
Well, I know, because we talked about having a meeting on medical afterwards.
Either way, you opted out of the recreational for sure. Just to begin a discussion, you can talk about that at any time. With medical, like I said, a lot of model ordinances are out there that have been published, communities that are similar size, and it's almost like an a la carte almost, with medical. You can say how many grower license processors, provisioning centers, you just go down the line. I checked the website today and just got a list of all of the municipalities. None of them in Marquand County. The closest one is Ionia, that allows for medical growers and so forth. So those different establishments. So
Did Elma just pass? I know they just had their lottery, but that might have been recreational.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it may have been recreational. But yeah, a lot of ordinances are out there. I can get a couple of different ordinances if you all like to sit down and review those, or I can email those links to you. Also mentioned maybe having some folks come in. I know John Chronic is interested in being a part of the discussion, and a few others. Chuck provided me with a resource too that he knew of just this afternoon. So if that's something you all like to see, like, hey, let's invite some speakers in and get a feel for it. I can get some statistics on how long the votes came in when this was voted on. Just want to get a better feel for what you all may be looking for in terms of information.
I think what one of the things you said, that it's kind of like a la carte, you pick how many you want, and of which, if you read the medical marijuana ordinance, that it puts in there that if you allow testing facility, that they inherit the right to be either a grower and/or a provisioning entity. So once you give them the license, it's not just, it may not be what you think it is. I think we should proceed with caution.
You have to apply, but you don't get a license by applying one and get the other one. You gotta, if you want to be a grower, you gotta get a grower's license. If you get a grower's license, that means you can be a dispenser.
Yes, it does. You have the right to become a dispensary.
Oh, you may have the right, but you have to apply for it. You don't get the.
What I'm saying is you can't say you can be a grower and you can only be a grower. You can't do that because they have the right to do,
Well,
to have another
If
facility.
we allow growers and dispensers, that's right, but they don't get it automatically. If we don't have any dispensaries, and you got a grower's license, you don't get to be a dispenser. We've got to grant the license, wait for the license.
What I'm saying is we can't legislate against them being a dispensary also. They have that right. We can't say you can only be a grower. You can't do
We can say, if we don't want dispensers in this town, we can say we don't want dispensers. If they get a grower's license, they don't have a right to be a dispenser.
Would it be helpful if I just send out a packet of information, like
And we
some
can all read
clip
it.
notes for everyone to take a look at so that we're all on the same page, you know? And I mentioned MML has quite a bit of information and resources. One of the things I spent this weekend was reading up on this again, on medical.
And I believe they have an on-demand webinar too.
Yes, they do.
So,
Can you also include, like, what the benefits would be? Just review those for us in terms of, like, financial benefit to the city,
and potential costs.
policing and things like that, and also like the cons or like the costs. I know every amount that is collected from it has to be accounted for in terms of like, you know, extra policing or attorney's fees to help draft the ordinance, things like that. So like, if we set our fee for like $5,000 for an application, you know, we also have to show that where that 5,000 went directly related to the marijuana or marijuana general, I think. But, and it's also murky to me. I guess I'd like to look at, even though I wanted a work session just really for medical marijuana, I think there's more being figured out about recreational and kind of like maybe a side-by-side comparison, like what's the difference, like what kind of monies are out there for recreational versus like medical. Everything's just kind of blurring together at this point, and I don't, like, just side-by-side, like what it looks like, just medical, what it looks like, and then I guess what income what we can gain medically versus like what other municipalities are gaining recreationally. Side-by-side comparison, I guess, is what I'm looking at, like over here versus over here. Like, what's the difference? Maybe it's not me.
Pros and cons, yeah.
Yeah, and also just the difference between the medical umbrella and the recreational umbrella, like what's the state offering for revenue and things like that.
Well, 3% of that was coming back to local, that's gone away now with recreational, so you only get 3%. So yeah, I would take that,
Yeah.
there's some
Like
documents.
that
I
kind of
have that I can
information, that's what I
provide
wanna know.
you. Yeah.
Like,
Any questions on the Public Works report? I don't think.
No, Jamie reported on the last.
Right, the last time.
Yeah.
All right, on to new business. So A, consideration by City Commission to approve a resolution to set the 2019 millage rate at 13.58 mils and adopt the fiscal year 2019-2020 budget for the city of Stanton.
So typo on the memorandum for the proposed budget, but missed that one. Well, on my memo for the budget, yeah, just didn't change the subject there. else is accurate in terms of the resolution. A slight decrease in millage rate, about $800 in total, what I get from the assessor in terms of we over collected, so this is a correction for the next year will be,
Okay.
will decrease 13.58 to make up for that.
Make a motion that we approve the resolution, set the 2019 millage rate at 13.58 mils, and we adopt the fiscal year 2019-2020 budget.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor? Any opposed? Consideration by the city commission to approve the 2019 fee schedule. And should that be 19-20?
Yeah, so I think we have two for the starters. So, still looking for ways to, raise revenue and find revenue and things that the services that we offer, but this is what we've come up for now, and any changes will be before you all for approval.
I'll make the motion to approve the fee schedule as presented here.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Consideration by the city commission to approve a contract with Baker Tilly for the completion of a full water rate study.
Just to jump back and update you all, Kevin from Brian Newhoff, he kind of led into this discussion a little bit about the water rate study. A few years ago, there was a mini or a soft water rate study that was done. This will be a more full-blown study to look at it, to make sure that our rates are set at appropriately, whether need to go up a little bit more. So you'll get those different alternatives after the study is complete. The timing of it, it lines up with our SAW grant and the conclusion of the grant and all the data that we're going to get from that grant opportunity. This is going to coincide with that, and then we'll have a full picture of where the rates should be going or where they are. And you'll have some really good dialogue with Kevin and Andy from Baker Tilly about whether you want to increase next year or however you want to structure that. But just to get us going, this is what their rate is. They tried different ways to work that number down at $8,000. I said, hey, you all did a soft study for us, but to no avail. This is the rate that is out there. Another option that I looked at was Michigan Rural Water Association, and the quality, from what I gathered from with other colleagues, is that you kind of get what you pay for.
Is that who performed it last time?
No, before it was Humboldt with Brian Newhall. So, we do have the funds in our water fund to cover the cost as well.
I don't want to get pay us to pay that, be getting better report, reliable, especially if you have to raise your raise it on him, tell us what's going on, that if it comes up to do that.
Yeah, they can provide better information than I could as to why these rates are going up, and it also helps you all tell the story because they're giving you the explanation. They've done all the research, and yeah, it's just better. I think that you're going this route.
I move we approve the contract.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Consideration by the city commission to adopt a resolution establishing authorized signatories for municipal employees retirement system contracts and service credit purchase approvals.
Just quickly, spoke to Chuck this afternoon, he was unable to attend the last meeting, but just for everyone, we're not changing to a defined benefit, it's still a defined contribution. The 401A is just there to help protect retirement funds for employees. So the funds that you provide to them for retirement, they're going to stay to be used, remain retirement funds, and they cannot be accessed until the age of, I think, 55 and a half. So the 457 is still will be there, and I think this is a better setup versus, and it definitely protects the employee from making, maybe if they have some financial situations that come up, you know, that the money is still there for retirement. You know, I know everyone's situation is different, but right now, the 457 alone, it's just all going into one pool. So I just want to help the employees and do better, myself included, in terms of preparing for retirement. You know, it seems so far away, but every day is a day closer. So.
I have a question. I was going over some of the forms here for the 457. There's a lot of boxes that aren't checked and, you know, things that aren't complete, it looks like. Is this a completed document? Or are there things that will be?
Things that will be filled in after approval, if approved. And we'll go through and work with MERS to make sure that all the boxes have been checked. The most important things are the resolutions, more so than the other forms.
So there's 6 motions here, that 6 authorizations we have to do, resolutions.
Regarding all for the retirement, yes.
I move we adopt all.
Can we do that in one motion?
I
don't- we
can't, I mean.
Oh,
I'll second it.
I think we can put each one's, whatever, you can't put no, but
Well, I'm gonna list them out, but I'm just gonna, if you adopt all of them at the same time, I'm gonna put you and Mike for every single one of them.
all in favor?
All right.
Any opposed?
Good move.
Committee report. Commissioner Rizzola and I were in attendance Sunday for the hotel company ceremony and luncheon at the Legion afterwards. It was a very nice ceremony, and Commissioner Miles showed up as well. Sunday was hotel company. So I had a chance to visit with a few of the guys and talk about the Veterans Park that is coming up, and so that was just some good news. And
By the way, Mayor Williams is the first mayor from Stanton to be there 15 years,
yep, since the dedication.
the inaugural one.
So they were very happy. But yeah, it was very nice, very pretty. It didn't rain. So it was just nice to get to talk to the guys and see them and their, you know, they were all in pretty good spirits and stuff. So I don't have a DDA report because we haven't really met since, we'll meet this next Tuesday and have something at the next meeting for that. Oh, no, that's all I was gonna say. I don't.
Just 2 things. I wanted to say thank you to Public Works and you guys over there to get the cemetery all put together and drove through and looked really nice. And also, big thank you to our volunteers that helped out with the flower beds and the flower pots downtown. They did a remarkable job of getting that all put together. You know, I came ready to work on, was it Wednesday?
Yes.
And I had my clothes and stuff, but all right, I gotta get this stuff done by Memorial Day, and by the time I get out there, Peggy in the morning, it already started, and Diane's like, oh, we're done. So then I came back again, and I said, all right, we're ready for, you know, planting flowers the next day. And I'm like, she's like, oh, come on by. We're done already, so all I got to do is haul some soil from one place to another and some flowers, but it all came together and I was very appreciative and, you know, our social media, people really appreciated it. You know, we had maybe a couple of speakers in there that were being trolls, but, all in all, it was, turned out great, so.
It's kind of nice to see the Francis Garden downtown as well as in their backyard.
Yeah.
And I really like the way the pots look. I think it's just kind of, it's sharp and it looks really clean.
Yeah.
So,
And we had some donations as well from, I think, Stanton Hardware.
yes.
They helped us out, but,
Mhm.
yeah, the feedback has been incredible, and a lot of people said, oh, hey, remember me next time you want to do something like this, or how do I get involved? So, that positive feedback was, very much appreciated.
And we still have, is it 2 or 3 flower beds that are available for, do we still have?
Yes.
If anybody wants to help take care of a few, just weeding and stuff, there's a couple that are still available. And I don't have the signs done yet. Any, well, public comment? All right, commissioner comments?
I just want to bring to the attention of the city council that Masonic Temple on the north side of town is closing. They are having their liquidation right now. Building will be out for sealed auction bids, starting at $30,000. So it's 2+ acres plus big building. If anybody wants to open a daycare or whatever your term business is.
When are they starting to take bids on it?
I believe now, and I don't know when the deadline is. Question can be addressed to Patty at the library.
I was gonna say, I know that she posted it, and I don't remember what closing was.
I believe this Thursday is the public day where probably just comes in and goes through whatever the stuff out there. Anybody wants to share tables.
Is there any questions on my report at all?
I don't think so. Did anybody have any for me?
You know, I have a question, Chief, if you don't mind. You know, it doesn't, I have to look back through the numbers, but you have how many inspections you do for property inspections?
Yes.
Is there a form that they fill out, or is
No.
it just a drive-by?
Well, they get out of the car, you know, we do a post inspection, people who are away from vacation, whatever, we get out and walk around. Some of the business you're able to, at night, be able to shine the lights, shake the door.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Adjourn.
I'll surprise you someday.
Okay.